Yeah. I pick up my phone, you ask where I'm at. I tell you this, you believe that. Think that I'm lying, I'm telling the truth. Send me a picture so I have the proof. I don't know how we both got to this point. Sent you a pic so your argument's void. You say the problems, I don't give you compliments. I think the problem that you have no confidence. Baby, you stunning for all that it's worth. I was taught actions speak louder than words, but you always striving for all this attention from someone who always be putting you first. Telling me all the things I could do, like I be neglecting or I never did it. So I think it's obvious your insecurities come from the things that you do when I'm missing. Friends that you meet, dudes you be texting. Now I start acting more passive aggressive. Then we start arguing like it's a job. That leads to flipping and then we forget it. So part of the problem is we never finish the convo we started, the point gets diminished. So now when we laying in bed for the night, I know that tomorrow new problems beginning. And I've had enough. Yeah, I've had enough. Always complaining when nothing is wrong. Maybe a little bit of Aaron.
Aaron is a 24-year-old rapper from Cherry Hill who just moved out to San Diego. Aaron, can you hear me?
What's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing? We're playing a little bit of your Enough. I like this song.
I hear that, man. It sounds pretty good over there.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Thanks
now I want to get into what is your last name? Is that a Jewish last name? Are you a Jewish?
It's very Jewish. Very Jewish last name. Yeah, real Jewish.
So getting into the rap game, you got to, is it harder for a white Jewish guy to get into it really than anybody else?
I guess it used to be, but I mean, from everything going on, you got like people like MGK, Mac Miller, G-Eazy, obviously Eminem, Iggy Azalea. So there's a lot of white artists breaking into mainstream. As far as being Jewish, I mean, we got Mac Miller and Drake, so we're going strong over here right now.
So is Drake your main influence here? Because your music sounds a lot like that, and him being a Jewish guy. I don't want to harp on the Jewish thing too long, but yeah, I just think it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've had different influences growing up. He's a major one right now, obviously. But you know, my party songs are not too much like his party songs. I think when you get into concepts such as emotion and relationships, people start to see a similarity between us, but. Other than that, you know, I like people like Kanye West. I grew up on Fab, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre. So I've been a little bit of everywhere and have a lot of different influences.
Yeah, your music sounds a lot like. Is it mainly geared towards girls? I mean, I've listened to a couple of your songs, and a lot of them have to do with relationships and stuff like that. Are there anywhere you do the typical rap thing where you're just screaming about banging socks or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, not quite that, but the last two songs on the album, On My Job and OJ and Moscato, they're just straight party tracks. So if you listen to those songs, you get a feel of how I go about making, club bangers and, 96.5 type hits, Q102 type hits, things like that. So there's a variety in there. My next EP is gonna have a little bit, different style of stuff. So it's always adapting, always changing, and I make a lot of party bangers. Just the songs that people seem to like and relate to are the relationship songs. So I always got to make a couple of them.
We're losing you a little bit. Are you on a cell phone?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little patchy, but we'll make do. So why do you move to San Diego? Like, is that a rap scene there? Everyone always thinks of like Compton or LA or something like that. What's the San Diego rap scene like? I
mean, it's actually people love rap out here. Surprisingly, it's a little different than in the major cities, but it's really a lot of white college kids out here that just really like hip hop, which is cool. But really, the main reason I'm out here is because I'm watching you guys go through winter from SoCal right now, and it's about 75 degrees outside. So I don't think I'll be back living over there anytime soon, but I'll definitely be back to visit.
I don't blame you. It's like 30 degrees one day and then like 75 here the next day. But you live right near the beach, don't you, too?
Yeah, I'm about 20 minutes from Pacific Beach, La Jolla, all the SoCal beaches. I'm really not too far at all, and that's actually where we're getting a lot of our performances.
So what's your performances like? Are you is it mainly that club music that you're playing? Are you playing that love stuff, or are you throwing money? Are you strippers on the stage? How does your show work?
I mean, I got a lot of girls that promote. Nick always DJs, my DJ and producer, Nikki Saponaro. But it's a lot of party tracks. When I'm out performing, I don't want people to start sulking on their past relationships, and I know my songs have a way of making you think about the past a little bit when you go that direction. So when you're out and you're drinking and you're having fun, you gotta play club bangers for people. So I try to stick to those when I'm out, and go off of that when I'm doing other things.
So is your rapping, are these shows, is that your main source of income? Or I don't know how much money you would make. Like how much money can you make from one show if you're not selling out an arena or something like that? I don't know. How big is these venues that you're playing?
I mean, the one I'm doing next Thursday, there's always 1,500 to 2,000 people in and out of that bar throughout the night. They reach capacity at 500. So there's different ways. I mean, different venues go about it different ways. You can take a percentage of the bar money. You can take the door money. What we're doing with Johnny V's next week to promote the album is anybody that purchases the EP gets a free entry and a free drink with the purchase of the EP. So basically everyone that's coming in is going to want to purchase an album, which just helps my album sales at that point. But if you go to other venues, you usually ask for the door for a percentage of the liquor sales, because we have a way of me and Nick have a way of making people want to drink a little more when we get on the mic as well. So it just kind of helps out the venues in that way. And we also bring a different demographic sometimes than they're used to, so they get more people in their bar.
What is your demographic? Is it white Jewish kids like yourself, or is it kids like me that are just in college, or are you trying to apply to everything? Or
I mean, honestly, from statistics that I see, it's mostly females from ages 13 to about 27. That's my main demographic. A lot of college students, a lot of high school kids, and then it trickles into people in their mid 30s, but it's mostly females between 13 and 27. So, and that's probably coming from a relationship standpoint.
all right. So with these girls, I really want to get into girls because I'm very intrigued on what goes on in the rap end of girls. So you play a show. Is it like a guarantee that you're going to have a girl be backstage with you afterwards?
I mean, I don't really think about it that way. I just kind of let the night unfold. I'm not really like, when I go into these performances and these venues, I'm more about making money than I am and putting on a good show than I am searching out for girls. I mean, that's just something that can come with it, but I'm not by any means there for that purpose. I mean, I'll go into more detail and have a little more fun with you, but it's not really, I try to make as much money and put on the best show that I can. So, afterwards, whatever happens, just happens.
Absolutely. Yeah, your phone connection it's a little spot. Are you outside or inside? Sorry that I have to ask you that.
No, I'm inside. I'll take you guys off speaker for a second. We were trying to videotape it for something. Can you hear me a little better now?
Yeah, absolutely. Much better. Thanks.
All right, cool. No problem.
So I kind of got lost in the question about your income. So you move out to California. Is that all from rap money?
Well, me and Nick were running a studio back in Philly, and it just took off in a way that we knew we could do it in a different location and charge more for studio time and things of that nature. I mean, there's a lot of other ways we make money. There's a lot of little side hustles that come with doing music. You can do features. You can, engineer for people, mix and master for people. I have a lot of graphic designers. I have a lot of promoters, and then we do a lot of shows. So we kind of got our hands in a lot of different places right now. But coming out here was a combination of things. I mean, when I was back home, I was also working a car sales job. So I stacked up enough to be able to come out here and then just hit the ground running when I got out here. And we were lucky. We were, able to get a lot of shows almost immediately. So. It's a good vibe out here and a lot of support.
Yeah, you got away from Cherry Hill Nissan, got out to San Diego.
Yeah, and got away from Burlington Kia, Cherry Hill Nissan. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you essentially, is Money Mouth Entertainment, is that you, or is that like a company you work for?
Money Mouth Entertainment is my record label. That's where I do that. That was the name of my studio. Nick is my partner in that. And really, it's a combination of things we do for artists. Besides studio time, mixing and mastering and things like that, we have, like I said, graphic designers. We build websites for people, static pages, things of that nature. So just anything that we've learned throughout our years of doing music, we've applied it to to the record label and to the company, and Nick DJs as well. So you know, it allows us to book gigs and do event promo for bars and venues.
So how did that whole Money Mouth become a brand? How did it, I know it's something now, but how did that all start? I think it was, I read somewhere, you got popular through social media, but how do you develop any kind of social media following?
It's just about putting out consistent content, really. You know, there's a lot of rappers and a lot of singers, and it just seems like everybody makes one track and everybody thinks their track is the greatest, and they have no idea, and everybody around them is telling them how good their song is, but nobody has a good enough heart to tell them that it's not that good, and they have to develop themselves. So, you know, Money Mouth really came about. I literally was in the kitchen with my sister and mom one day, and you know, everybody's always telling me that everything someone says, I try to turn it into a way to make money. And I just had an idea to call something Money Mouth, and that was kind of it from there. I just went and got it done.
Is that your hustle? I read everywhere on your Twitter that you're always talking about your hustle. I don't know what that is that what that means? Your hustle?
I mean, yeah. I think people get annoyed sometimes because we'll be having simple conversation, and I'll find a way to take what they said and offer them a way to make money. But that's just the way. That's just kind of the way that I think. I mean, you know, I'm just always trying to do something to either better myself or find a way to have another, you know, source of income. And, you know, with Nick's help and my team around me, we seem to get things done pretty quickly. So, you know, we're moving pretty fast, and we're out almost every day either promoting or doing something, handing off business proposals, passing out CDs, promoting the album, doing interviews like this. So, you know, it's just an everyday thing that we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, excuse me. So, tell me about your first show you ever did. Was that somewhere in Philadelphia? I read you played at the Trocadero, right? Was that your biggest venue here?
Well, that was actually my first show.
Oh, wow.
And that was a little intimidating. I had fun with it. I did one song with an artist that I was working with at the time. Joe Bread was the promoter. It was like an old school hip hop show. There was about 500 people at the venue. And it was kind of funny because it was old school hip hop, so the demographic was mainly, you know, I'd say it was more of a black demographic between 30 and maybe 45.
Now, that's not a 13 to 27-year-old girl, huh?
No.
That's about the complete opposite.
Then there was this, yeah, right. But then there was this whole group of like 60 to 80 white people in one section. Like, it was funny to see, but it was a lot of fun, and we had a good time doing that.
So do you have to build some kind of street cred, like fighting people, or is there something you have to do that gets you? Because, you know, I'm doing a radio show. I'm out like, I don't know how many black people listen to me, to be quite honest, but
yeah, I mean, I think people appreciate when you can be yourself. I think that's the most, you know, G thing that you can do is be yourself. So there's no act to put on or no tough guy thing to put on. I mean, people who know me, you know who I am. I don't really ever try to go out of my way to impress somebody or be somebody that I'm not. I mean, my music, you know, when you listen to my music, it kind of speaks for itself. I don't really tailor off into too much street crime or gun talk or anything like that. It's just not what I do. It's not what I'm about. So
good. I hate those rappers that are trying to be way too tough.
Yeah, I mean,
you sound like a genuine person.
I'm a white kid from Cherry Hill. There's not much to really go off of there.
Exactly. I want to play one of your songs. It's called "Shut Up," and this one. Yeah, I know you sent me two of them. This one has your producer listed on it. So does that mean he makes the beat, or how does he?
Yeah, Nick made the beat for this one. We were in Money Mouth Studio in Philly when we made this, and it really just came out nice. The hook's really catchy, and it was a fun song to make. We had my man Pat D brought this girl Courtney through the studio. The real Pat D, you should look him up. He's a funny guy. But he brought this girl through the studio. We put her in the booth, and we were just like, yo, say what you would say to like an ex-boyfriend, or just go off on an ex-boyfriend, say whatever you want to say about me. And she went in there and just like killed it in one take. So we used her vocals, and we made a pretty funny song off of it. So it was a lot of fun to make.
All right, we'll just listen to a couple seconds of this. I want to hear Courtney what she would say if she was breaking up with me.
All right.
You're a thinking that you're talking to all these different girls. I know you're looking at them behind my back.
Money Mouth.
It's a waste of time. You're a waste of my breath.
Tell me why these girls get mad. You leave, they bitch. She on Facebook talking like she needs some. Tell her prove all the lies, they'll believe you if you put the text online, but then she pleads the fifth. If I was that bad, stop, but you stuck on who? I got 10 texts asking me to know on you. And last time that I bounced, I just cut you off. You sued me, then dropped it when I fruit you raw. Old head wanted to help, but the grind is hard. Dropping videos and acting like he grinding hard. I find it odd. I don't know who you trying to hustle. I learned too much from being back behind them bars. I learned too much, man. I've been in this game for years and fuck failing. Let money replace your fears. I had Mac tell my if you work, you'll get them. Them bulls hating. If they really wanna talk, then let them. No bullshit.
I saw that text messages on your phone.
Shut out the shut up.
I like that song. I could totally hear myself rolling through the hood with my windows down.
Yeah, bass bumping.
That's a good song. I like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun.
So Courtney comes in the studios. Courtney's, I'm assuming she sounds like a super hot chick if she's mad like that.
I mean, yeah, she's not bad to look at. She was real cute. It was the first time I had met her, and she was real cool with doing the hook and everything. It was a lot of fun.
Is there any romance? Like, is she just instantly attracted to you because you're the star of the show?
Nah, she's I just met her that day. She, I don't know. I'm not really sure of her whereabouts or who she goes around with. That was the only first and last time I met her, but that's a good question. I don't know the answer to it.
So did you have like a girlfriend or something? Where do all these relationship songs come from? Did you have a bad breakup when you were like younger or recently?
I guess you could say pretty recently I had a bad breakup. There was a lot of social media back and forth stuff about it. I'd rather not. Honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and say her name because.
Oh, you don't have to. Don't worry.
It's not even worth it. But it was about almost a year ago, and then I had a couple songs from back when. I had about probably 2 bad breakups that you just kind of have to harness and turn them into something positive. So I just take those situations and turn them into music. So it's just my release for that stuff.
Absolutely, I respect it. I was checking out your Instagram. You know how Dan Bilzerian, he's always posting pictures of these hot girls. I'm wondering, you seem like a very humble guy. If you're not, there's not much in terms of like, look at these chicks that I can bang because I'm a rapper.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that needs to be ever really public. You can have fun doing it. Like I said, I don't ever really feel the need to brag about it. I got a couple close friends and a small crew that I hang out with, and that's kind of what I keep it to. I don't really try to go out of my way to do stuff like that. It's just unnecessary in my opinion. You do it for music videos for a show, but that's all just show and entertainment. It's not really real life. We can have twerk competitions, we can have half naked girls, we can do that, but throughout most of the day we're working, so I don't really have too much time to do all that stuff and take pictures of it and try to make it seem like it's an everyday thing, because it's not.
So you think like if a famous rapper is always talking about banging all these women, you think that's taking away from music, or do you think that's helping the brand?
I'm sure it's helping the brand. Everybody has dreams of doing that stuff. So when when their perception of you is you're someone who's always around hot chicks, then they look up to you because they want to be around hot chicks. But in reality, if you're a big rapper, you don't have enough time to be around chicks like that all the time. It's just something that happens at your shows or happens at appearances. When these rappers go out, they're going out to make money, and all that stuff that just comes with it is extra. So they have a day or night off. They might go out to a strip club, have fun. They might shoot a music video with a lot of girls. They might have girls over on a day off, but on a day-to-day basis, the grind is a little bit more serious than what they make it out to be.
So it's kind of like being a sellout. If you're, that's the obvious easy path, is to just post pictures of girls you can bang.
Yeah, for sure.
You're out there in the trenches doing the real rap hustle, I guess, right, is the right word.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. My team is not quite big enough yet. I mean, it's grown exponentially, but it's not quite big enough yet where I can sit back and not do anything. I gotta lead by example. So I'm out there working just as hard as anybody else.
So you're still watching porn like the rest of us normal guys, right?
Hell yeah, every night.
Is there a specific brand of porn that Boy A.B. is watching? Is there something that we should all be getting hooked onto, or is it just the normal?
I mean, I'm a Pornhub guy, but I got, my producer over here, Nick, put me on to X Videos, which is a pretty good site.
Oh, yeah.
But I think most of us are Pornhub guys. I actually suggested we start sharing our links on Facebook and checking out the best videos because they have share links for everything. So why not, share with your friends and give them the best opportunity to have the best.
That's what I was thinking. Why are we keeping all the porn hidden from each other? Why not? If you like something, tell somebody.
We all know that. Yeah, we all know that we watch it. There's no reason to hide that. Girls watch porn too. They're not going to tell anybody. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. I'm for porn, more porn.
Yeah, porn power.
I'm into deep throating, so I don't know how many people would like my videos that I would post on Facebook.
The POV BJ videos, those are where it's at.
Absolutely. So, kind of going from porn to drugs here, but is there much in terms of drug use in your life? Like, is that really any kind of major thing? I don't really hear any of it in your music.
I would say it was a lot more prominent back east. Out here, everybody kind of just smokes a lot of weed because it's legal in most parts, or it's very easy to get a card for it. So out here, I'm just around. There's just a lot of weed around all the time, and it can get a little bit difficult because you're trying to get stuff done throughout the day, and everybody around you just smoking weed all the time. So, I'd say that it's not a huge influence on my life, but I can say it was much bigger when I was back east. I was into a little more than I am right now, but I got too much going on to be, getting swayed like that.
So you're not smoking weed every day, like waking up smoking 3 or 4 times a day?
Nah, I did that in college. I'd say it's a nightcap more than if anything, it's a nightcap or like a pre-dinner thing when I finished everything I have to do for a day, or even if I'm about to lay down a verse and I need to like relax on the mic a little bit, I might do something like that. But if I do it all day, I would get half the stuff done that I'm able to. So I try not to do it until at least after dinner.
Yeah. So you're doing or I don't know what's the word for that? You're promoting your album at a club, right?
Yeah. The EP, it's a 4-track EP. We got the biggest bar in Pacific Beach on their biggest night, which is Johnny V on a Thursday. It's predominantly a hip hop crowd. It gets packed it gets packed out the door. There's lines out the door on Thursday. So, like I said, anybody that purchases my album prior to the event, they'll get free entry, a free drink, and then we have a whole VIP section that we rented out. So it's definitely gonna be a huge party. Probably, the biggest one that Johnny V's had all year.
Johnny V, right?
Yeah.
I want to make sure everyone can hear it clearly.
Yep. Johnny V, Pacific Beach, Garnett Avenue.
So an EP, is that 5 tracks or 4 tracks?
EP is 4 to 6 tracks, and then it goes to an LP and an album. So this is considered an EP. My next one will probably be an album. And actually, me and Nick have been working so much during this time that we actually have an album ready to drop. Probably again in February. We just have to go, get everything situated and start promoting that when this is done. So we'll promote this probably till about the new year and start, going to work on the next project, promoting the next project. But hopefully by then we'll have another album because, we record a couple songs every single week and then, take the best ones.
Absolutely. How much does this EP cost? If I want to buy it, where can I get this EP?
You can go literally anywhere: Amazon, Google Play, Xbox Music, iTunes, iHeartRadio's, Spotify, Rhapsody. Any digital outlet that you can think of. iTunes is the only one that's selling it for $4.99. Everywhere else, for the most part, selling it for I think like $4. It's like $1 off everywhere else. So if you got an Android, you can get it on the Google Play Store. If you got an iPhone, you can get it on iTunes. But it's literally everywhere.
Do you make more money from the iTunes one?
Different companies, digital outlets take different percentages. I think iTunes, since it is $1 more, I probably would make, a little bit more money, but it's such a small amount that, it really doesn't make too much of a difference as long as you go out, support it. Our main thing right now and the reason we're doing this event and the way we set it up is that if you sell 500 copies in a week, you break into Billboard's Heat Seekers chart.
Okay.
So, as an indie artist, that's huge with no management, no agents, anything like that. So that was our goal with setting up the event with Johnny V, and we were lucky and fortunate that they liked our music enough to give us their busiest night and allow us to, take that entry fee via the album. So, it's exciting.
Yeah, it sounds exciting. It sounds like you've got your hustle going the right way.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, well,
No
I want to thank you for coming on. The Contradiction, right? That's what it's called?
Yup, that Boy A.B, The Contradiction, iTunes, Google Play, anything you want to get it on. And you can also go to moneymouthevents.com, and there's 2 links on there to purchase the album. So, we're working.
All right, so everybody, buy That Boy A.B's EP. It's got our stamp of approval, the Quinn Show stamp of approval.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
We like it. We like it a lot. Thank you for coming on, Aaron.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
The Contradiction. Buy it on iTunes. All right, we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we'll have more Thanksgiving talk. We want to thank Aaron again one more time. We will see you in a minute, everybody.